What is up, guys? It's a new week and I'm already behind. Today I helped the landlord do an alternator on his truck. Just died and did him a favor. Did the alternator on his little Tacoma. Banged that out. I then had 2007 Silverado come by. He needed basically needed tuned. It was having all kinds of issues. It was previously tuned. He didn't like how it drove. Redid it for him. Got that dialed. He literally just picked it up. Then I ran up to another garage that's probably 20 minutes away. Probably about 20 minutes away, and they did a Texas Speed Chupacabra cam in 2019 Silverado. Now the 19s, you need to send the ECU over to HB Tuners. They got to do some black magic and some stuff inside, get that done. Yeah, so basically you do that service. They send it back to you. We put it in the truck. I then spent 6 credits. 6 credits. Most vehicles, older vehicles, like pre-19 are like 2. So 6 credits. Then my normal fees for tuning. So got it dialed. I will insert a clip here. That thing sounds good. Basically the garage has a little bit to do, button up with it, and just go over a couple things. I basically built a startup tune for him. Startup, and then he can drive it here 20 minutes. And then I can put my wideband in, get everything else dialed in it. So, that's where we're at for today. I actually have a Trailblazer that got dropped off. I'm doing a lot of Trailblazers lately. Whatever. But he needs a wideband installed, so I got to install the wideband, install, and then tune it. It's got, apparently it is tuned, but it doesn't run very good. So I'll compare it to a stock file and go from there. But that's gonna be it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow in a minute. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday. Just got here and gonna get right to work. So basically the Monte Carlo is just about done. I literally got to put the exhaust on and put fluid in the trans, and we're gonna make sure she's good. I actually have this Trailblazer, got dropped off last night for today. And there's also these two. That one's got an oil leak. That's actually my buddy's, and we did the LS swap. It's probably got like 30,000 miles on it now, and he says it's got a little bit of an oil leak starting, so take care of that. And that one is a tune. So, whoa, lots of work. So let's get to work on the Monte Carlo. Okay, got the exhaust on the Monte Carlo. Let's give it a fire, check for leaks, let it run for a bit. Sounds pretty good. Check for leaks. Midday update. The Monte Carlo, good. I know I had actually, at the end of that last clip, I had someone literally come in and I was talking to him. So I kind of cut it short. But I took it on a short drive out on because we did not salt yet or anything. I took it right here, basically like backed up until the end of the road and drove it down. Converter feels great, because there's all kinds of salt and brine on the road already, because it's supposed to snow. I didn't want to take this beautiful car, out on that. And yeah, the converter feels good, no leaks. I actually I cut the dipstick a little bit, or the dipstick, yeah, the dipstick. I cut it a little bit, and they take forever to settle, but I have 9 quarts in it, which is basically where it should be. Because a factory 480 with a huge, like 14-inch converter takes like 14. This is like an 11-inch converter, somewhere right around there, 10.5, 11-inch, and this should be good to go. I've been rocking and rolling, and the Trailblazer, it's already up on the lift. I already have the wideband basically installed on the low end. I'll come up under here, I'll show you. They added a bung for me, added a P-clip there, comes up and around the trans, and goes through the factory floor shift hole. The grommet actually pushes down more from the inside, but that's all that. And all I gotta do is wire it. Just wire it and then tune it, because it doesn't run worth anything. It's stalling. Yeah. So basically I'm gonna find, go on HP Tuner's repository, find the stock file, and modify that. We'll go from there. Let's get back to work. Little interesting thing going on with the Trailblazer. Out tuning the truck, and it's going lean. Ejector duty cycles through the roof. Now, the LS2 in these trucks come with 30-pound injectors. They're pretty good, and usually like cam only, cam exhaust will be fine. So I really don't think it's an injector issue with this truck. I verified the injector part number. They are the factory 30s. I mean, it's a stock intake. It's literally cam, exhaust. Like I said, it's Cook's catted exhaust, stock intake. It should not have an issue with the stock 30s. Usually like a Silverado, like an early Silverado, like 03, 04, somewhere right around there. They only have 26-pound injectors, and on like a hot day they might do it, but you get a cold day, they'll go lean. So right now the problem I'm running into is there's no pressure port. There's no fuel pressure port on this rail. I've been over the whole thing and I cannot figure it out. So I built this because my fuel pressure tester is basically a -4. That's this one. But I need a -6 cap. So local buddy's got one. I'm gonna run to his shop and grab it and make this contraption, and that's gonna go right there. And that way I can check fuel pressure, because like I said, I have a really hard time that the factory 30s are not keeping up with this thing. And this thing's got 160K on it. Like, it's, to me, I think it's more of a weak fuel pump. There's no fuel pressure sensor, which I thought was weird. But like, at least I can't see it in HP Tuners. So, like I said, I'm gonna go grab a cap, and then I can put my long, I have like a long, it's an old nitrous line, but it's wrapped. It's wrapped in plastic conduit, so it doesn't scratch anything. And I'm gonna test fuel pressure, because like I said, I really have a problem. Like in my head, I'm like, I don't think it's the injectors. Like I said, I've done setups like this, and the injectors on these trucks are usually pretty good. The 30s can go, you know, cam and exhaust. They can do that. So I'm gonna go grab a cap, and then hopefully I can make something work. Good afternoon, everyone. It is now Wednesday. Basically been kind of racking my brain with this Trailblazer since yesterday. So it comes in. It, like I said, it's, I don't know if I went over it or not. It's a basically stock Trailblazer. They just did a small cam, long tube headers. Yeah, because I did the wideband, and initially I had to add about 25% to the mass air, to the curve, to get this thing to run right. And that was my first red flag. I'm like, okay. And then I get to tuning, and I'm dialing it in and everything, and it's lean. It's lean. And I'm like, okay. Now these are the biggest, one of the big, I'd say, yeah, one of the biggest factory injectors, one of the, like the older style, and they're a 30-pounder. Now usually a 30-pound injector on pump gas is perfectly capable of supplying enough fuel for a cam only long tubes, no problem. This thing, no, dead lean, dead lean, dead lean. No matter how much fuel I threw at it, dead lean. Okay, so I checked fuel pressure. Fuel pressure's rock steady. 4 bar, 58, 60 pounds, no issue. Okay. Then I noticed the MAF was kind of reading kind of high. All right, maybe it's throwing it into a section it's not supposed to be. It's throwing off fueling. I got another MAF, a known good MAF from a friend. No good. Then I'm like, okay. He also gave me a whole intake, whole complete TBSS. He's a TBSS guy. It's literally all the trucks he does. And he gave me a whole complete intake. And he's like, why don't you just try this too? All right, cool. I didn't think of that. I didn't think that would be the issue. I ended up swapping the intake. Now, the big thing is this had factory OEM injectors. Same part number as the ones that were in there, but 100% these came from an all original truck. They were not, this thing's got like 150K on it. It had maybe a couple owners or something. This came from a low mile truck. 100% original injectors. We knew they were original. So, swap it on, go out, drive it. It's pulling fuel. I think I ended up pulling 38% out of the mass air curve to get it to where it is now. It was that far off. And initially I knew that was an issue. Like I said, the first time I flashed it, and I'm like, this thing's wants this much fuel. I have a general idea of where to start with a bass tune. And being that far off, I was like, something's wrong. So, against my will, I kind of, or better tuition, I should say, my gut, I just started dialing it in. And I knew there was an issue. So, like I said, I ended up swapping the whole complete intake. Sorry, my arm was getting tired. I bought a damn tripod / holder, and I haven't used it. So, I swapped the whole complete intake off this. Like I said, that's borrowed intake, injectors, rail, everything. So, like I said, this truck's got 150K on it. You would not expect the intake to be this clean. Someone also built this. I guess they broke the bracket that holds the map sensor. So, first thing I noticed, this fuel rail does not have a fuel pressure port anywhere. And I'm like, all right, it's kind of odd. Because if you look at this one, that's where they are. Right there. Go on. Right there. So you can test. Oh, come on. Does one focus? Right there. Fuel pressure port. And I'm like, all right. That's kind of odd. That didn't have one. So I built something to test pressure. So yeah, that was my first flag. And like I said, these have the correct part number, but it's also very large. It's just giving me bad vibes. Let's go with that. It's giving me bad vibes. And then luckily I did pull the intake off because we had that. That's not good. I hate the styling. I hate this gasket. Like, people think because it's good because it's plastic or it's metal. No, these things suck. The best ones are the original style that clip on to the bottom of the intake. Those are junk. So I am now on the hunt for some OEM 30-pound injectors for him to get them in. And yeah, long day and a half. I've messaged a couple other tuners, sent them logs, and they're like, yeah, everything looks fine. I think you might have... Once they were assuring me that my tune was pretty good, I knew it was more mechanical issue. So, got it dialed in now. And yeah, we're good to go. Like I said, just got to find him some injectors. Long morning. And then it snowed, but this thing's all-wheel drive. Didn't care. but the roads are clear now. So I'm gonna go review the last data, and then this thing is done. Let's we can fire her up real quick. Sounds pretty good. Like I said, it's got Cook's long tubes, catted long tubes. Get the review of my last log and get this thing out of here. Good morning, fellas and ladies. Maybe. Back here at the shop, Thursday, and we're trying to hustle. I am still on the hunt for a set of injectors for that Trailblazer. No one's got any of them, like locally. I was trying to find something today or tomorrow at the latest, but no one's got anything. The dealer wants $145 per injector. It's insane. It's just a 30-pound injector. It's crazy. I mean, I can order something online. There's plenty of companies online I can order it, but it won't be here till next week. So I'm trying to find something today or tomorrow. But if I don't find anything by tomorrow, then I'm just gonna have to order it and let the truck sit for a couple days. It is what it is. So I actually threw some batteries in my Silverado. It was we had a couple that cold snap a couple weeks ago, and I had if I let it sit more than a day, I had to put a jump pack on it to get it to crank and start. So $500 later, put some batteries in this thing. But today we're going to work on this. Actually, the parts came in, most of the parts. Well, the parts that I would be replacing. Now I'm going to tear it down and see if if anything additional has to be ordered, and yeah, go from there. Because this suffered the same fate as that L86. This is an L83, so this is a 5.3, and you can see he's oily. So we're gonna get it all torn apart and see the damage. And now we're at the end of the day. So I'll actually put it there. I can see it in the mirror. Interesting. Been running around since that early. Literally, as soon as I started that engine, I had it's a 5th gen Camaro get dropped off. That they put a crate LS3 engine into it, but it's an automatic car, so I had to delete all the AFM stuff and VVT and everything, and get all that dialed in because the LS3 based engine has none of that. So I started doing that, got it pretty close. It actually came on some Deechworks injectors, still a 42-pound injector, but not a factory injector. Like the factory height, factory connector, everything, but I think they've been modified by Deechworks because the data is completely different. Like oh, let me do this. There we go. The customer, he tried to fire the car up and it didn't work. The car ran like absolute crap, and it failed to set of plugs and everything. So he basically called me as soon as he got the motor in and like cranked it a couple times, and he's like, yeah, it doesn't run good, so I'll bring it to you. I said, okay. So put in the correct data, put in a fresh set of spark plugs, fire it up. It needs headers bad. Like it's got still has the factory manifolds, cats, mufflers, everything is factory exhaust on it. So I'm gonna have to limit the power on this thing. It's probably not gonna make much good power because it's flowing through the stock exhaust. I'll probably limit, you know, not put all the timing in it, like keep relatively conservative timing and probably shift it early. Shift it at 6,000 or something. I mean, this engine's probably like it's got single beehive springs, so you can't rev it too hard. But this thing could probably go 65, 66, no problem with good exhaust. But if it doesn't have good exhaust, I don't want to create any issues or anything. So I'll probably limit the timing and limit RPM in it until it gets exhaust on it. So that got dropped off. I started doing that. I found injectors for the Trailblazer. Ran to my buddy's shop. He pulled them out of a low mileage truck the guy was upgrading. So we know they're OEM, everything. So tomorrow morning, I'll swap them on with a fresh set of intake gaskets and get that truck done. I know I said the last video, but I am so thankful for all of the people that trust me with their vehicles. And I'm becoming more and more busy. And it's hard to imagine. It's literally hard to imagine. And I really appreciate it. So right now I'm on my way to get my daughter and head home for the day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. I got my coffee. It's a frozen cappuccino. So, a lot to do today. We have customer dropped off, my buddy dropped off oil change for that. Bang that out real quick. This can get a little more dialed in, and the big thing is get the Trailblazer, get his intake and the injectors on. They're like I said, they're low mile. I found low mileage injectors, so get them cleaned up, check the O-rings, make sure they're all good, put that intake back on because that's his, because this intake that's on the truck, intake manifold, is a friend's. Like I said, he literally gave me the whole intake, everything. So let's get to work. Let's cold start this thing. As long as the battery's good. The battery came to, so basically this has been sitting for months because they put the motor in it. Well, they were waiting for the motor, then they put the motor in it. The battery was pretty low and it had no gas. So I charged the battery yesterday, and then I did a quick drive to get some gas in it. And let's see what we got. Okay. Not bad. Pretty good. It really needs an exhaust. But let's put the laptop down, or my bag. Put my bag down, back this thing out. Let's get the Trailblazer in here. All right, motoring right along. Intake is off. Trailblazer. Oil's draining on the Silverado. Waiting on intake gaskets because I hate this style gasket. Like a lot of people think the seam it's better. It's not. Yeah. They I don't know. I don't know if the rubber doesn't bond well with the metal or what, but it's junk. So, OEM injectors onto this intake. So, I'll show you. They're really good. China. Let's go here. So, see that small font, you know, like, come on. Small font. That's typical GM font. 125-80681. Nope. Same part number, but that font is not right for GM. Maybe I've been doing this too long, but junk. So, like I said, waiting for intake gaskets, and I'll get this thing back together. Take it out one more time, make sure the tune should be, they should be fine. But I'm gonna drive it just to be 100%. He can come pick it up, change the oil on this thing. Yeah, this was my first full LS swap that I did. It's a 94, there's videos on the channel of it. 94 Silverado. We used a Dirty Dingo mounts. So basically moved the engine back, original drive shafts, original transfer case, so four-wheel drive still works, all of the original cluster still works, Like this is, it's a 4.8, 4.8 4L60 setup. It's a built 4L, it's a, yeah, I'd say built 4L60, and it's got some work done to it. K-Hall Performance, they're local to us. They built the trans for them, and it's been great. And it's a 4.8. I want to say it's got like a Texas Speed low lift cam. He didn't want anything crazy because this is his daily. This thing knocks out 16, 17 miles a gallon. So it's got a 14 bolt rear in it. So it's kind of odd for this truck. I think this truck was specially ordered or something, because that's not a normal rear for this style truck. And but yeah, no, this thing knocks out great mile per gallon. It's way faster than it needs to be. Like this thing rips. And after the oil change, we'll take it for a ride. But that's it for now. Like I said, waiting on those intake gaskets. Hopefully they get here soon. Put oil in this thing and get rock and rolling, because then I want to work on that Trailblazer or the Camaro a little bit. There is a Chrysler 300, 2006 around the corner. He needs a base tune to get that thing. They just put a cam in it. Well, he put a whole new motor with a cam in it, and he's like, it won't run. So I gotta go over there, build a base tune for him. Rocking and rolling. Friday. And yeah. So the oil's done, like I said, the oil's done draining. She's dripping. Let's fill it up. All right, oil change is done on the Silverado. Like I said, this thing is such a cool truck. Very 90s, but I mean, it's a 94, so. But literally, hang on. There we go. Everything works. The chassis does have 281,000 miles on it. Literally, check engine light works. Everything works. Low pressure, boom. There you go. Literally everything. Cruise control, the factory cruise control even works. Like, this is such a good truck. I think one of the tensioner is starting to get a little noisy. Because we replaced the pulley, but it's got a little chirp to her. Everything works. The best thing with these 90 Chevys, it's on a wheel, so like, you gotta work like. You can, like, look over here. Like, it's long enough with the truck off. I don't want to get it in your belt or anything. You can, like, go under your dash. You go over here. Look at the wheel well. Like, crazy. Crazy. So, I don't want to die of fumes, so I'm going to shut this thing off. But he's good. Like I said, it's got a nice sound to it. Clutch fan works off the key. 4-wheel drive works. Like, what a good truck. What a good truck. Needs a little body work. Again, it's a 94 with almost 300,000 miles on it, but she shines up. She runs good, and that shines up nice. She runs good. Really good setup. Like I said, 4.8. I think it's got, what size injectors? Probably 40s. I think 42s I did or something. Just so I had enough fuel. New body style, you know, intake. This is I think from a diesel 6.5, and then we made the intake tube for it. Clutch fan, like, it's got a catch can. This thing is just awesome. So truck's done, so rider's done. I'm gonna throw the Trailblazer back now together and get that done, get that out of here. Gotta update his invoice because the intake gaskets just came, and keep on working, keep on rolling. Okay, the long day is now done. It was Friday and busy as ever. Trailblazer picked up. He's extremely happy because he ran and drove before, but he's like it's night and day. So really happy with that. I like getting feedback, whether it be good or bad. I like to, how the customer reacts, how they feel about the vehicle. I mean, I kind of do the transmission tuning to kind of how I feel it should be, but then again, every person's different, so I can always tailor it to theirs. That's why usually when they pick up, we go for a ride. I do a log, and I can make adjustments based on their preferences. Like I said, I kind of do a general, and then I kind of, if they want it to, I can dial it in a little bit more to their personal preference. That's what's cool about tuning. So Trailblazer picked up 2019 Silverado that I did a bass tune on earlier in the week. He's getting dropped off for Monday, so I can finish that truck up. The L83 that's in the shop, the engine, I have to get going on that because the truck for that is getting dropped off. I also bought an L83 off Marketplace that I'm going to rebuild for potentially me. We'll see. I'm talking to my one buddy, and he's telling me just delete the direct injection and go put a port injection manifold on it. So we'll see. We'll see about that. And yeah. As always, I appreciate you guys. I hope these videos aren't too long. I figure like 20, 30 minutes, pretty good. I don't want to go over that. An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That's insane. I don't have the mental capacity to edit videos like that. And I don't know, I wouldn't watch something that long unless I'm sitting in a movie theater in like a comfy chair. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my hectic week. And yeah. Oh, I got the Camaro, the 5th gen Camaro. Gotta get that dialed in next week. Yeah. And then a 300C. I did a bass tune on that. 300C SRT8. I did a bass tune on that, so that'll get finished next week. I got a couple of cars. I got 4 cars to do next week. So, yeah. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next week.